Throughout history, few symbols have carried as much mystery, fear, and fascination as Baphomet. Over centuries, this figure has been associated with heresy, forbidden knowledge, and occult traditions, often reduced to a simplistic image of evil or demonic worship. Yet when examined closely, its origins reveal a far more complex and layered meaning, deeply rooted in esotericism, symbolism, and hidden philosophy. What appears on the surface as an icon of darkness may, in fact, conceal a narrative about knowledge, balance, and spiritual transformation. The story of Baphomet cannot be separated from one of the darkest episodes of medieval history, the fall of the Knights Templar. Founded in 1119, the Templars began as a religious military order tasked with protecting Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Over time, however, they evolved into one of the most powerful organizations in medieval Europe. Their influence extended beyond warfare into banking, land ownership, and political power, rivaling that of kings and monarchs. This accumulation of wealth and independence inevitably attracted enemies. Among those enemies was King Philip IV of France. Burdened by debt and eager to consolidate authority, Philip saw the Templars as both a financial solution and a political threat. In 1307, he launched a coordinated campaign to destroy the order, accusing its members of heresy, blasphemy, sodomy, and the worship of a mysterious idol known as Baphomet. Hundreds of Templars were arrested, interrogated, and tortured under extreme duress. Many confessed to rituals involving a strange figure, sometimes described as a severed head, sometimes as an idol with ambiguous features. These confessions became the justification for dissolving the order and executing many of its members, including the last Grand Master, Jacques de Molay. Yet confessions extracted through torture are notoriously unreliable, raising a critical question that remains unanswered to this day. Did Baphomet truly exist? And if so, what was it? One theory suggests that Baphomet was a corruption of the name Muhammad. In medieval Europe, Islam was often misunderstood and demonized, and linking the Templars to Islamic influence would have been an effective way to brand them as traitors to Christendom. While the Templars had extensive contact with the Islamic world during the Crusades and may have absorbed certain philosophical ideas, this explanation quickly collapses under scrutiny. Islam strictly forbids idolatry, making the notion of Muhammad being transformed into an idol both illogical and inconsistent with Islamic belief. A more compelling interpretation suggests that Baphomet was never a physical idol at all. Instead, it may have been a symbolic term referring to hidden or forbidden knowledge. The medieval world was a crossroads of cultural exchange, and through their travels, the Templars encountered mystical traditions such as Sufism, Gnosticism, and alchemy. These systems emphasize secret wisdom as a path to spiritual enlightenment, knowledge not meant for the uninitiated. One particularly intriguing theory links Baphomet to the Hebrew cipher known as a bash, a cryptographic system in which letters are reversed. When applied the word Baphomet, the result can be interpreted as Sophia, the Greek word for wisdom. This interpretation reframes Baphomet not as a demon, but as a symbol of divine knowledge, suggesting that the accusations against the Templars may have been rooted in their pursuit of esoteric understanding rather than idol worship. After the destruction of the Templars, the symbol did not disappear. Instead, it evolved. During the Renaissance, Europe experienced a renewed fascination with ancient knowledge, alchemy, and occult sciences. Within these circles, Baphomet resurfaced, no longer as an object of accusation, but as an abstract philosophical concept. Its most significant transformation occurred in the 19th century through the work of the French occultist, the iconic form now recognized worldwide, an androgynous figure with a goat's head, wings, a caduceus in place of genitalia, and arms pointing both upward and downward, bearing the words solve and coagula. Far from representing evil, this image symbolized a union of opposites, light and dark, masculine and feminine, spiritual and material. In alchemical terms, it represented the process of dissolution and rebirth, the purification of the soul through transformation. For Levi, Baphomet embodied balance and enlightenment, not corruption. He even linked the figure to the ancient Egyptian god Baphomet, associated with fertility and creative power, reinforcing the idea that Baphomet symbolized generative forces rather than destruction. This reinterpretation profoundly influenced later occult traditions and reshaped the symbol's meaning within esoteric philosophy. Among those influenced by Levi was Aleister Crowley, one of the most controversial occult figures of the early 20th century. Crowley adopted Baphomet as a central symbol within his religious philosophy of Thelema. To him, Baphomet represented the reconciliation of opposites and the unlocking of human potential. It symbolized both humanity's carnal nature and its divine possibility, a force that could guide individuals towards self-realization and personal power. Crowley's provocative personality further blurred the line between symbolism and shock value. He often used Baphomet as a statement of defiance against moral and religious conventions, even referring to himself by the name at times. This deliberate provocation contributed to the growing misunderstanding of the symbol, especially as it entered popular culture. In the mid-20th century, Baphomet was adopted by modern Satanist movements, most notably the Church of Satan founded by Anton LaVey in 1966. LaVey incorporated Levi's goat-headed figure into the sigil of Baphomet, surrounding it with an inverted pentagram. This visual association cemented the public perception of Baphomet as a satanic icon. Yet LaVey's philosophy was not centered on literal devil worship. His Satanism rejected traditional religious morality in favor of individualism, personal freedom, and self-indulgence. For his followers, Baphomet was not a deity, but a symbol of rebellion and self-liberation. Still, this association further distanced the symbol from its esoteric roots, transforming it into a tool of provocation rather than enlightenment. As Baphomet gained visibility in music, art, and countercultural movements, it became a shorthand for defiance against authority and organized religion. This widespread adoption simplified and diluted its meaning, overshadowing centuries of symbolic depth. It is here that some conspiracy theorists introduce a more unsettling possibility. According to these theories, the popularization of Baphomet as a superficial satanic emblem was intentional. They claim that powerful elites and secret societies, aware of the symbol's deeper esoteric significance, deliberately promoted a distorted version to distract the masses. By associating Baphomet with shock, rebellion, and pop culture Satanism, its true connection to hidden knowledge and transformation would remain obscured, accessible only to a select few. In this view, Baphomet functions as a symbolic key, its real meaning concealed behind layers of controversy and misunderstanding. While such theories remain speculative, they highlight the enduring power of the symbol and its ability to carry radically different meanings depending on who controls the narrative. From medieval accusations to occult philosophy, from secret wisdom to cultural provocation, Baphomet's journey reflects humanity's ongoing struggle with knowledge, power, and transformation. It is neither purely evil nor purely sacred, but a mirror reflecting the beliefs and fears of those who interpret it. Baphomet endures because it embodies contradiction. It represents duality, balance, rebellion, and enlightenment all at once. Whether viewed as a demon, a symbol of wisdom, or a tool of defiance, its mystery remains intact. And perhaps that is precisely its purpose: to challenge assumptions, provoke thought, and remind us that the most powerful symbols are never as simple as they appear. If this exploration has changed the way you see Baphomet, then its symbolism has already done its work. What remains hidden often speaks louder than what is revealed, and the truth behind such symbols is rarely offered freely. As always, observe carefully, question deeply, and never assume that the surface tells the full story.